So, Jelani, first off, how did you even get into entrepreneurship?
I was very young. So, I mean, literally, it sounds crazy, but at age 10, I was doing straight backs for $5, like straight back cornrows. And I
Okay.
learned at an early age that I loved doing hair. So, like, it wasn't so much about like being, super duper rich with it, but it was about just being around people doing their hair and making them feel beautiful about themselves. So I started at 18. I went to cosmetology school, and after that, I just was doing hair in my house. So, little by little, I worked my way up until I was making six figures. My goal at first was just having one client a week,
Mm.
that paid my booth rent, which was just $100. And I was getting $100 a day until I was getting $100 an hour, and I had 10 to 12 hours of working. So
Mm.
I just worked my way all the way up doing something that I loved. It wasn't about the money. I know it sounds crazy, but I did it for free at one
Yeah.
point. So when I started to make money with it, I knew I had to do something with that money. So I
That's
would
right.
just really cut everything I made in half and just save it. I didn't even know really what I was saving it for. So I started to write down my goals. I'm like, in the next 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, these are my goals. And before you know it, I was waking up a year or two later and I had goals that I had wanted for myself for the next 5 years within 1 year. All because I had that savings and I was able to invest it into starting my hairline. So
Mm.
I always believe in, if you have a passion, try to create multiple streams off that one passion. So
Wow.
hair was my thing. So I started to sell hair extensions and I started to sell hair products. And
Wow.
really, sales is the way. I mean, I had a regular job. I was working at Target, but
Mm.
the way I made the most money was because I was selling things. I was selling credit cards for them. And I'm like, if I couldn't do this for a company, and
Hmm.
I'm selling more than people were selling, like I was selling like 30 red cards a day, like getting people to get credit cards a day. So I'm like, if I can do this, and people are not even doing that in a month, and I just came and started working there and I was doing that, and they wanted to offer me free TVs, free this, free that. I said, I can do this for myself and for my own business and just believe in myself more. So I built up my clientele. It was a slow grind. It was really slow. But throughout time, I just saw it through. And once I had my hairline, I started making six figures off just selling hair. I was selling hair to other hairstylists, beautician, salon owners, and then that became a six-figure business. So I'm making six figures off doing hair, then I'm making six figures off selling hair, and I didn't stop there. I just kept building and building, adding on products, shapewear. Now I sell waist trainers, and these are a top selling item. People love, women love shapewear, men and women. So
Mm.
I just like, making people feel good about themselves. So beauty
Yeah.
and shapewear was a thing. I had my first billboard. I had gotten an Airbnb. All of this was off the beauty business. Okay. I built
Wow.
up business credit. So I started to use other people's money. So the money I
Mm.
had saved was just for me now, and
Yeah.
now I can use other people's money. I can pay off all my business and personal credit cards. And I have at this point, I had 2.5 streams of income of making six figures off each of those businesses. So, and this was like 7 years ago. So I wasn't seeing it as like, oh, this is so much money, I'm gonna blow it. I was specifically using my income to create new businesses or new streams within the business I was already in to help it grow. So that was
Wow.
important to me.
Wow.